Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages, I'm your host, KuDo xFactor, and welcome to my video. So today, I want to talk about giving back. Now, when you hear the phrase giving back, you always think the rich giving back to the poor. And the thing is, my subject, it kind of ties into that a little bit, but today I'm going to go to a different route. Now, my dad, who was in a retired United States Air Force, he wanted to look for a job right after he retired. He retired in Dallas, of course. That's why I'm living in Dallas. And the thing is, he wanted to look for work. He wanted to become a teacher. So he has a bunch of college degrees, so he wanted to become a teacher. So what he did was he applied, for teaching jobs, of course, showing his credentials and whatnot. And who hired him first was a school who was in the kind of the low-income part of Dallas. The whole Dallas, I guess you can call the whole Dallas area. He was in the low-income part of Dallas. And the thing is, he could have just denied that job and, went to look for a job at a school that was more well-funded. But the thing is, he took the job. He took the job, and he wanted to kind of give back to the community, kind of give back to the poor. And my dad's whole story is a little different. He's from Compton, California, and, I wouldn't say he was the poorest of the poor, but he wasn't the richest of the rich either. But the thing is, he wanted to give back. He wanted to because my dad taught me a lot of stuff to make me the man I am today. He wanted to give back to kids who are less fortunate than, say, myself. I've mentioned before that I wasn't a rich kid, but I wasn't a poor kid either. I was middle class. He wanted to kind of give back to more of the people with low income. And of course, his school is filled with a lot of people who live in families who are low income. So the thing is, that was a form of him giving back. He's currently giving back. He's currently giving kids knowledge of what he learned in things such as the Air Force. He learned things, the ghetto. He's learned things in the suburbs, in the cities. He learned things everywhere. I mean, in Air Force, you travel, you meet new people, you learn different cultures, and, you learn to live in different geographical locations. He decided to teach kids like that and kind of give back to the community. And the thing is, giving back can work in all different shapes and forms. And how my version of giving back is a couple things. One, giving advice from xFactor videos. I experienced some things and I want to give back to the kids before give back to people in general, kids too included. I wanted to give back the advice that I learned. Give advice to kids about the experiences that I learned, just so they want to go through the same, kind of experience or depression if it's a bad experience, and also guide them through a good experience too. And that's one way of giving back. Another way of giving back is separating your free time from your school time, from your study time. I have my fair share of free time, roaming on YouTube, talking to my friends, playing video games. But at the same time, I kind of had to know when the time is to study and when the time is to actually, just do more free stuff, do more stuff that I enjoy. And the thing how I do that too, the way I manage that mostly is, of course, working out. I work out. After my workout, I feel good. I feel 100%. I feel really, 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 really good. So the thing that I do is I go home and I want to do more shit. Like, for one, I want to study. I need to study, get that study time in. And I'm not talking about the night before when you can cram everything in. I'm talking about a week in advance where you go over what you went over in class, and you also, read a chapter or two, take some notes, read over your notes, go over something that has to do with the subject you're trying to study. And that helps in a lot of aspects, helps you get your work done earlier. That way you have more free time rather than just waiting to the last minute and cramming a lot of things in. But at the same time, you got to separate that. You can't just study all day because you're going to get tired of studying. You're going to get tired of school. So what I found the best thing to do is separate the time. From this time to this time, I'm going to be playing a video game. And then from that time to that time, I'm going to study a little bit. And I'm going to study for about maybe 1 hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And then after that, I'm going to go back to my free time. Take time out of your day just to put it towards school. Maybe about 2 hours. I say about 2 hours a day towards school. And I can guarantee you, it'll change you. It'll change the way you study. It'll change the way that you go about school, and it'll change your knowledge. And it'll make you more prepared for quizzes, pop quizzes, tests, than if you were to just study at the last minute. It'll make you a lot more prepared. It'll be a lot easier on you. Of course, it sounds like a hassle because you want to do everything all fun now. But I'm telling you, it's good for the future. Because you don't want to be that person in the future that says, man, I should have done this, I should have done that. No. You want to be the guy that says, man, I'm so glad I did this in my past. I'm so glad I studied, spent all those times, spent those 2 hours a day studying. I'm so glad I'm that person now. Because it helps you. It helps you a lot. That's giving back to yourself. That is giving back to yourself. That is a form of giving back to yourself. And I'd like to share this. The thing with giving back, the rich giving back to the poor, some people may ask, why do they do that? Because the poor is the people who go through tough hardship and sometimes, in some cases, shitty pay to make the stuff that you enjoy today. The factory workers who make the things that you enjoy today. The guys who mow your lawn every day, of course, if you own a garden or anything, but the guys who mow the grass, who keep the streets clean, who keep the trash managed, stuff that you kind of expect out of your city. Your city does that, but the city gets people to do that, of course. And also, it's the people who can teach your kids. I'm not saying everybody who's giving back to people. I'm not saying who you're giving back to is low income. That's not always the case. But giving back to somebody, it's really generous because you're helping each other out. Somebody is making your entertainment. Somebody could be in a factory making your TV right now. And you could be giving back to him, because say if he is a low income family, you can donate money to low income family. You can help income family by just going over to your local homeless shelter and making food for the homeless people, feeding the family, giving them a reason to have things like Thanksgiving. Not only will they interact with each other, but they will be thankful for what you are doing because they see you as something different. If somebody gives back to you, if a rich guy just gives you $100, you're going to say, man, he is a good guy. He's having a blessing going his way. He's giving back to the community. That's how you feel. That's how they'll feel about you. They will feel that you're giving back to them. And that's kind of like rewarding them for their hard work. Those people deserve a lot more, recognition for what they do. Mostly because the person making your burger or the person cleaning your streets, the person managing your trash, he is making not only Earth, but the United States and your life, or any other country that you live in, and your life a lot better. It makes your life just a lot better than what it is. Because your life, you wouldn't want streets just cluttered with trash. You want some clean streets. And those are the people who try to do it. You don't want inexperienced people. You don't want to go to a fast food place and find out there's no food over there. You need people to make that food. For some people, that's the only choice they have. But for some people, you got to give back to them. You got to give back to them for all the hard work they do. Some people get yelled at. Some people just start sweating. Some people need to work 2 jobs. Some people need to support their kids, pay their bills. Why not give back to them? You got to give back to them. I mean, you should give back to them. I'm saying you should give back to them. Giving back to them is helping them out. They feel like you're blessing them. And in some cases, they feel like God is blessing them. And that's all I really got to say about giving back. Giving back comes in all shapes and forms. Even the smallest thing you do can be considered either giving back to somebody else or giving back to yourself.